what they're not ignoring, what they know perfectly well because they're smart propaganda artists, is that the Tea Party movement is being run by women. I know. I've been to about 40 of them. And I'm really going to lose half the audience with what I'm about to say. But the reason why it's run by women is because the men in this country have become eunuchs over 40 years of social engineering. Okay? And we're afraid to go out there and stand up for what we believe in. And so what I've noticed about the Tea Party is that the women pick me up at the airport and they've got their Lexuses, and by the time I'm in the town limits, I know more about what's going on in that town and the game plan to win. It's weird. It's the weirdest phenomenon I've ever seen. How can they not notice that there's every single one of these organizations is run by women? And what they also don't understand is that at every Tea Party, even in Nome, the Nome Tea Party, I don't know where these guys come from, but there's an Alan West or a Tim Scott that grabs the microphone, he levitates in, and he gives a 30-minute exposition on what liberalism has done to the black community. And it's harrowing. And you're like, okay, I'm in on this game. I want this alliance of people. That's why I dedicated my book. Here's what I'll say to liberals right now, and I hope that there's somebody handy-camming this. I was a dumb, dopey pop culture, CD buying, pizza delivery, waiting tables, liberal, going to movies, going to bars, goofball. But I graduated college with a worthless degree that, in hindsight, was cultural Marxism. And I watched the Clarence Thomas hearings. And I saw what they did to that good and decent man in the name of the women's movement. And a year later, the same people who had, I believe, Anita bumper stickers and said that what he did was the worst thing in the world. I'm like, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do? I watched the entire thing. I thought I was with you at the beginning when you said he was terrible. When the same group of villains anointed Bill Clinton within the same year, the spokesperson for this movement, I said, there's something wrong here. In the book, I call it the Democrat Media Complex, the natural alliance of the Democratic Party, liberal interest groups, and the mainstream media. That's what it is. And what I realized caused me to realize that I'm going to change my life and I'm going to destroy these guys because they're bullies. Because of their bullying, because of what they did to Clarence Thomas, it woke me up. And so that's what I can't wait to have cocktails with Tom Brokaw, or the ghost of Peter Jennings, or Bob Schieffer. And I go, don't you understand you created this monster? I mean, this is like a science fiction novel. You turned me on. I go, and you can't turn me off. I'm sitting here with Susan Fricke. I can't even turn my iPad on because I'm at war because you have maligned and slandered and libeled the good, freedom-loving people of the United States for too long. And so if I can leave here with one note that can be productive, because everybody says, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Politics is downstream from culture. Culture is way more important. When you're going to your congressman, Labrador in this case, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for being in the Tea Party side of things. We will be able to work together swimmingly, clandestinely, in mischievous ways. Where was my ADD? This happens once and everything. Where was I? Okay, Susan, this was your speech. Where was I? Oh yeah, cool. Thank you, Al. Thank you. He loves the Three Stooges. Isn't that cool? Culture, Three Stooges, is above politics. And when you go to Congressman Labrador saying, we're desperate, we're in need of a last-second Hail Mary pass, it's because you didn't address the thing at the cultural level. You didn't address it at the Hollywood level. You didn't address it at the media level. And so for Tea Party people in an off-election year, What are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? When's our next, Tea Party thing? Your local television affiliates, your local newspaper. That's where you can protest. When they malign Congressman Labrador and they make him out to be a villain, like they made me out to be a villain on the Bill Maher show, defend him. Hold the reporters accountable. Use Saul Alinsky's Rule 11, isolate the reporter, isolate the publisher, isolate the journalist behind the smear piece. Use the Tea Party power against the journalist. Use your flip cameras to film the corruption. You are now, because they didn't correct themselves, after 23 years of Rush every single day correcting them, and they wouldn't take the message, after 16 years of Matt Drudge saying anybody with a modem and a computer can do it, we've acted as a checks and balance, but they've doubled down on their scheming ways. They've doubled down on lying to you that they're objective and neutral in the pursuit of their progressive agenda. They showed you in the last election cycle, in the 2008 election cycle for sure, in the 2010 election cycle, that they're playing for the Democratic Party. They're playing for the progressive branch of the Democratic Party, and you have every right to fight back against these people. And that is what I'm here to tell you. It is a war. It is a culture war. It's an existential war for the heart and soul of this country. And it's not just about politics. Thank you very much. Gail Bartlett, thank you very much for this piece of fine jewelry, this bracelet. I'm very pleased with that. I've never worn jewelry before except for my wedding ring, and it feels just right. Thank you. I'm sorry. I thought it was Gail. Oh, who got it? Pat. Okay, thank you. And by the way, that was a prepared speech. So does anybody have any questions for the crazy guy who's going to check his fantasy baseball team while you're asking him? Oh, yes. Susan. Well, thank you for asking. Whenever, I don't know. Whenever. I have 4 kids, 5 to 12. Are they safe up here? Will they have fun? Okay, well, just invite us formally, and we will come.
And the schools are improving.
Yeah, I heard that. Congratulations on. I'm going to be creating a site called Big Education next, by the way. And I don't know if you've seen the University of Missouri tapes of the Labor Studies course, where they're right now saying these are selectively edited, just like the Acorn ones were selectively edited. Everything's selectively edited. Yes, you can't show 30. Oh, you've got to truncate time. And on these tapes, and they're just trying to defend them. They were communists. They brought in a communist to try and bring people into the Communist Party on these University of Missouri labor studies courses that a young, patriotic 22-year-old brought us the video. And on the video, they teach about intimidation, ways to intimidate management during negotiations. And in one of them, Professor Ansel, who said she wants to sue me for exposing this. It's so fun exposing these people. And they really are about communists in this thing. She talks about how with power facilities, as you guys would know, thank you for the electricity you probably sent to California during our problem, but I assume that that's the case during our self-inflicted peril. That she said that protests and strikes at power plants are ineffective because you can't get them to have a shutdown, because all you do is transfer the load from one plant to another. He said, but my friend in Peru threw a bag of feral cats into the power plant facility, and the electrocution of those kitty cats running around caused power outages. Okay, and this is all caught on tape. Here's a little tiny journalism tip from Andrew Breitbart. The secret to my success is I'm the pettiest human being you will ever meet. And I don't care if there is a Pocatello second grade math teacher who's upset with Sarah Palin for some reason, is taking it out on the kids. You give me that video, and I'm going to make sure that everyone knows who this teacher is. And I'm looking, here's the beauty of the left. They're bullies on the playground, and we just started to punch them. Well, I have a goal. I'm 42. I want to live to be 93. So I've got like 51 years. I want to expose each and every one of them, and the technology is there to do it. And I don't care how small or petty it is in Idaho. If something nasty happens in your community at the public sector union level, you know what we also just got? This is so fun telling you these stories, because the stories happen every single day. Just this week. In Costa Mesa. He's going to kick me off. But I'm going to get a literal cane. Okay. In Costa Mesa, the California Democratic Party convention convened, and there was I like to say, breakout sessions or plenary session. I don't even know what those mean. I just hear them everywhere I go. I think there was a plenary breakout session with the organized labor, and one of these guys are bragging about how they've intercepted emails of the Costa Mesa, of their opponents in the Costa Mesa City Council, and we put that up on their sites, and now I think the FBI and local authorities are investigating it. The video camera, the flip phone is your friend. They are so brazen. He had his hand up first, but then you, and then, yes, sir.
Yeah, you said you were going to give some details on how you defeated Acorn.
Oh, well, that's in the book. I know. Technically, I am giving it to you if you buy the book.
The question's similar. You were so instrumental in breaking that apart, the Acorn organization. They didn't vaporize. What should we be looking for now?
Red shirts and purple shirts. I don't know. Help me with that. I do. Here's the secret of my journalistic success is it's citizen journalists who come to me oftentimes with the goods with a bow on it, like Ari David did with the Costa Mesa stuff, or Philip Cristofanelli, who came to us with the the Missouri tapes. And what we do is, so you be on the lookout for that. I only have like 12 people that work with me full time, but I have thousands of writers and thousands of researchers. I even have a top television star. I'm from Hollywood, baby. Who somebody told me, I'll tell you who his name is. His name's Adam Baldwin. He was my bodyguard in that movie, My Bodyguard, but he was also in Serenity